we got to talking, and Kylie admitted that she sometimes performed on the street as well. I'm not as talented as you, but I know the best places to perform. I could show you.
Huh?
That would be awesome! When the rain stopped, she brought me to a square where I was able to earn good money with my performance. From that day on, Kylie and I became best friends. One day, we were gossiping at my place, and I told her that I was saving up for clothes to impress a guy. And then, I turned on my laptop and let Kayla listen to a song I'd written for her. You are my new best friend until the bitter end. Wow, you have an amazing voice. I'm sure you'll be famous soon, baby. She turned thoughtful and said she had a friend with connections who could help me with my career. If I impressed him, of course. I didn't really believe in miracles, but I still gave Kylie my recordings so that she could send them to her friend. A few days later, that friend, a producer called Mr. Long, contacted me and suggested I stop by his studio so that he could listen to me live. I couldn't believe my luck. Kylie did me a huge favor. I was so nervous while singing in the studio that my voice shook, but Mr. Long did not notice anything and was delighted.
You are the real deal, Bianca. I'm ready to sign a contract with you right away. However, I have one condition. We will record your voice, and then another singer will perform using it. No one will know that it's actually you singing.
Mr. Long showed me the contract, and I almost fainted. He was offering me a lot of money. It was enough to last my family a year. Of course I agreed to his condition. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. My parents were over the moon. Soon enough, I got to work. Recording my own songs in a professional studio was amazing.
Do you know what was even cooler?
Bingo! Getting paid for it. Of course, it was sad that I couldn't tell anyone I was a singer because of the unusual terms of my contract. However, I shared my secret with my friend. After all, it had all happened thanks to her. Kylie was happy for me. My parents paid off all the debt thanks to the money I earned. There was still some left, and I used it to get a cool haircut, expensive clothes, and a new phone. I felt much more confident after all that and finally asked Felix out. Sorry, but I don't think we're a good match. What? Was I still not good enough for him? Now I had to win over Felix as a matter of principle. I started to buy new outfits and change my hairstyle every day. It was quite expensive. Soon, I'd spent all the money I earned, but Felix still didn't even look in my direction. And then, things got even worse. One evening, I was watching videos on YouTube when I saw a performance of a new singer in the recommended section. I turned it on and realized it was Kylie. She was dancing and lip-syncing as the recording of my voice played. Hold on, had I sold my voice to my friend? I immediately called her and demanded an explanation. Kylie didn't deny anything. It was like a slap to my face. It turned out that Mr. Long was her dad. Kylie had always dreamed of becoming a singer, but was tone deaf. She couldn't hit the right notes. But her dad had a lot of money, and he easily bought his daughter a career. When I heard you sing, I immediately realized that I wanted to own your voice and make my dream come true. I don't get why you're mad. After all, you were paid good money for it. I thought we were friends. You could have told me the truth from the beginning. We had a fight, and I angrily hung up. I hated liars and traitors. So the next morning, I went to the studio and told Mr. Long that I wanted to break our contract. But the producer just smiled coldly.
Well, you've read the contract. If you want to break it, you must return all the money and pay a fine of $10,000.
Oh no! Apparently, my parents and I hadn't read the contract carefully enough. We had been too happy and hadn't even noticed the fine print. It was a disaster. We would have to sell our house to get so much money. I couldn't do that to my family. So I agreed to continue recording my songs for Kylie. I felt trapped. Now, I had no choice but to work hard while my former friend got all the glory. Soon, she became very popular. Fans followed her wherever she went, and sometimes even waited for her by the studio. I had to make my way through the crowd in a mask so that no one would suspect anything. It was nuts. But that wasn't all. One day, I found out that Felix was a huge fan of Kylie. He listened to her songs in the car and during lessons. He even told everyone that he loved her incredible voice. It feels like I'm listening to an angel. Wow, see why I felt like the Little Mermaid? Ariel and I had a lot in common. After all, Kylie, like the evil Ursula, had stolen my voice and the prince with it. It was getting harder and harder for me to keep my mouth shut by the minute. One day, I saw Kylie giving a live interview on a YouTube show. She was boasting so much that I wanted to strangle her. That was the last straw for me. I am the most talented singer in the city. And then, Felix walked into the studio with a huge bouquet. He got down on one knee in front of Kylie and asked her out. I'm crazy about your voice. It was too much. I decided that I no longer wanted to be the puppet of a spoiled rich girl and figured out how to ruin Kylie's entire career without breaking the contract. It's time to step up my game. I started to sing off-key when we recorded my songs. It wasn't hard. I just held my nose to sound nasal. Like this. I stopped hitting the high notes and the songs sounded terrible. But Kylie and her father were so tone-deaf, they did not notice anything. One day, I even started rapping. Open YouTube and listen up. Private Diary will cheer you up. It was time to teach Kylie a lesson. Music critics noticed that Kylie's singing abilities had gotten a lot worse and smashed her new album to smithereens. At one concert, she was booed by her fans when they noticed that she was lip-syncing. My rapping was too fast for her. Kylie's career went downhill. One day, Mr. Long called me for a serious conversation.
Bianca, you're not giving it your all. We're losing money and fans. Sing better.
The contract says that I must sing. I'm not obliged to sound good. Ha! The man looked like an angry bull, but his hands were tied. It felt great to finally one-up the cunning producer. Soon, all of Kylie's fans turned into her haters. I won fair and square. When Felix realized that she had been deceiving everyone, he was very disappointed and they broke up. That wannabe singer's lies backfired. One day, she came to me in tears and begged me for forgiveness.
I'm sorry that I tricked you. Let's put all that behind us and become friends again.
Oh, you might think I was a gullible fool, but I felt sorry for her. So, I asked her over so that we could talk about everything. I'll get you some water. I went to the kitchen, but when I came back to my room, Kylie was no longer there. She ran away with my laptop. That witch! I immediately called her and asked her what she was doing. You ruined my career, but I'll make sure you're going down with me. Kylie decided to post the songs I had recorded on my laptop online. Oh no! If people found out that I was the real singer all along, I would be accused of violating the contract and made to pay a huge fine. I had to stop her. I ran out into the street. I was so nervous that I didn't even look where I was going. Because of that, I didn't see a car that was driving right at me and froze in place like a statue. It was so close. But then, someone stepped in front of me and pushed me off the road. I collapsed on the lawn and briefly lost consciousness. When I came to, I saw Felix. The whole thing reminded me of that scene in Twilight where Edward saved Bella's life. Bianca, are you okay? Yes. Thank you. If it wasn't for you, how long was I out? About 15 minutes. Oh no! Kylie had probably already posted all of my songs! I realized that I was done for. I burst into tears right in front of Felix. Now, I had nothing to lose, so I told him that I'd sold my voice to help my family. So it's your voice I fell in love with? That's so weird. He offered me a ride home. As we drove, we got to talking. Felix said that he liked modest and honest girls. That's why he ignored me when I went out of my way to impress him. He couldn't stand anyone who showed off. I felt like a moron. You don't need expensive clothes and fancy hairstyles to be beautiful, and you don't need to act cool to impress people. Thank you, Felix. We agreed to meet after school sometime. Unfortunately, I was still in a terrible mood. After all, my songs went viral. Everyone was discussing the fact that Kylie had been using someone else's voice. The next day, Mr. Long's lawyers came to our house and said they were suing us for the breach of contract.
We don't have that kind of money. Then we'll see you in court.
Oh no! Now we would have to sell our house and live in a cardboard box. My parents would go to prison and I would be sent to an orphanage. I felt like I was stuck in a nightmare. Kylie was gloating and sending me nasty texts.
Even though I didn't become a singer, Dad and I will be even richer now. Good luck being homeless. Haha.
I wanted her to eat dirt, but I knew that it was all my own fault. I had been easy to fool because I wanted to make some easy money. My parents and I had no choice but to prepare our house for sale. But then, Dad got a call from Mr. Long's lawyer. He said that someone had taken care of the payment for me. What? How was that possible? At that moment, I heard noise outside. A crowd of people were shouting my name. They were Kylie's former fans that came because they found out who had really been singing their favorite songs. When I came out on the porch, I was met with loud applause. What's going on here? Felix stepped out of the crowd. Smiling, he explained that he had posted a story about a girl who sold her voice to help her family, and it touched everyone's hearts. So, my fans came to support me. Oh wait, were you the one who took care of Mr. Long? Yes, I asked my father for some money. He always tries to help talented people, and you're clearly the most talented singer in town. Oh, Felix, how can I thank you? Just keep singing. The crowd asked me to sing for them,